ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a really interesting watch on the channel. This is from a smaller brand. It actually started in 2017 out of France. The owner of the watch brand actually designs these watches himself, and the name of the brand is BEAUBLEU. And they are I guess an upcoming brand. They have really interesting designs, and they really drew me in. This whole kind of circular shaped minute, hour, and seconds hands. Which is really cool. If you can see, the watch is actually running right now. That's actually the seconds hand, which is sweeping. It's really pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like this before, so I figured I'd grab one for review. Now, this is their new collection. They did launch a previous collection, which was successful. I believe it was on Kickstarter also. And this is their newest collection. And their newest collection is dubbed the Vetruve. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But there's three models, a date model, an origin model, and a GMT model. This is the GMT model. As you can see, that 12-hour inner rotating bezel. But it also will come with the option of a metal band, which actually conforms to the lugs, which is pretty cool. We'll throw up a picture of that towards the end of the video. Yeah, just a decently spec'd watch. It's limited to 888 pieces. Let's see what's on my wrist, and we'll dig deeper. On my wrist today is a micro brand watch. This is a Barracuda 200-meter dive watch. Just have it on for today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, the watch itself is a 39mm diameter here. You have a solid 316L stainless steel case with a few different finishings. We have polishing and brushing, as you can see there. It's a very kind of sleek, dressy watch in my opinion. More dressy than sporty, obviously. Definitely something to go with this suit, something to show off a little bit in my opinion. 20mm in between the lugs here. We do get two hidden crowns, so the crowns are hidden. Kind of like that Lilienthal Berlin watch I reviewed earlier. The crown is actually recessed into the case on both sides. That's to rotate the inner GMT 12-hour bezel. But yeah, just an interesting way. So when you look face down at this watch, you actually don't see any crowns, which is quite clean actually. Getting a little closer into the dial here, you have a sapphire crystal, of course, which is always good to see. The hands themselves are kind of bubbles or circles, but there's little circles, as you can see right there, that points to where you should set it. So it's very easy to set and read the time. There's no issue whatsoever with doing that. The seconds hand, which is sweeping, is actually the larger bubble. And then you have the hour hand, which is the smaller bubble, and then the minutes hand, which is the medium-sized bubble. But yeah, we have 0 through 60 going around, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then we have 0 through 12 for the GMT function, which is pretty cool. This watch does house a high beat movement. It's the Miota 9015. Most of you guys are pretty familiar with this movement. We do get a nice glimpse of it also through the exhibition caseback. It beats at 4 Hz. It has hacking, hand winding, and it's a pretty reliable movement. Most of you guys are pretty familiar with it. I'm going to go ahead and show you through the caseback right here. If you can see, I'm just going to unsnap the band here. Very simple to use these bands here, as you can see. And they actually did a really nice job on the caseback. It's completely opened. Very neat, screwed down caseback, 50 meters water resistance on this model. They did inscribe BEAUBLEU on the rotor, which is pretty nice, and very neatly inscribed here. 888 pieces, BEAUBLEU Paris, Vetruve, the model number, 30 meters water resistance. Universal time, sapphire glass. Kind of reminds me of sort of like a Blanc Bong caseback, in my opinion. I don't know, it's just very open. It looks very clean and very nice, though. But yeah, I think they did a decent job designing the caseback. Now, at 11mm thick, it's quite a thin watch. Considering that the Miota 9015 is quite thin, I'm glad they were able to make it this thin for a dressy kind of watch. I think it looks really nice, especially on this really interesting side profile. You do get a signed crown with their logo. Kind of this top portion, which comes around and swoops down. You have this portion. I'm not sure if it's a 2-piece case or 3-piece, including the brushed smooth bezel, but it almost seems like that. But yeah, very interesting case design. The finishing is very good and smooth as well. Now, with a lug-to-lug width of 45mm, this watch is definitely wearable for a smaller size wrist and a larger size wrist to dress up or dress down. So that's something very nice. The proportions are very modern for a modern size standard dress watch, in my opinion. Now, the Miota 9015 is a very easy movement to function. As you can see, you have the hidden crown here, but you can grip it from underneath because there are little cutouts on the crown going around, so you can self-wind it with ease just like this. It is already running. You get one position, which has a ghost date. I'm not sure if that'll be on the final iterations. Then we get hacking in the final position there, and we can set the time. So as you can see here, if I want to set the time to 6 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and that's going to be 6. Oops. 6 o'clock right there, and that's 6 o'clock. And very easy to set, so no issues with that whatsoever. Now, the inner rotating bezel, as you can see, you can grip under here to rotate the 12-hour bezel to hold a second time zone on the actual watch. So basically, you just go like this, and you can move the bezel around underneath, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that actually done before. And it's not going to bump or move or anything because it's hidden. It's not going to touch your wrist or anything like that. So there's no issues with the bezel, the inner bezel actually moving while it's on your wrist. Now the band itself is a genuine leather band with some embossing here. It comes on a butterfly clasp. Pushes down. It's self-adjustable via the clasp here, which is signed with the BEAUBLEU logo. And then it just snaps right in here, and then it just sits like that on your wrist. So it's a decent band. I wouldn't say it's super high-end luxury, but it's a decent band. It's definitely very wearable with the watch. It's very soft and supple in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure if there's actually any lume on this watch. I'm going to go ahead and test that out right now. So there actually is lume on the hour hand, as you can see there. I wouldn't say it's super potent. It's a little circle. You can read the hour at night, so you'll know what hour it is, I guess. Not really a watch to apply tons of lume to, as it's kind of hard. Everything is very finely and smallly printed. I assume that's why. On my 6.5, 6.75 inch wrist, the watch actually fits really nicely. It's quite comfortable. It rides pretty flat on the wrist there. The sapphire crystal must have some air coating because it's very legible. As you can see when the light hits it, it doesn't give off crazy glare or anything like that. Strap is definitely wearable, I will say that. And overall, it's a very nice size for my wrist. My wrist is 6.5 inches. Now, as I was stating earlier, there are some band options. You can get a metal custom fitted band, which is actually something new. It's a mesh band, which actually has a custom fitted end link, or a custom fit. It's all one piece, actually. Sorry, there's no end link. It actually fits correctly to the case. I will throw up a picture on the screen right now so you can see. That's pretty cool. If I was going for this watch, I'd definitely get that metal band. I think that looks really interesting. Just conforms very nicely with the watch as well. Now, if you want to learn more about this brand and pricing, they do have some models in stock, of course. You can check out their website down in the description below and some more information about this watch. I think it's a decent watch. Obviously, it's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely a very kind of classical, dressy, kind of French styling watch, I'd say. Definitely something very different. You're not going to find any watch out there that looks like this. It's definitely a custom, interesting design, and I think the micro brand world needs some more of that. Obviously dive watches are very popular, but dress watches are quite popular too. Obviously, if you have to wear a suit or dress up, you're going to want to wear something like this or a dress watch. But yeah, there are no quality control issues. Everything functions very nicely. We have a nice Miota 9015 with an exhibition caseback. The case finish and cut is very good. Proportions are very good as well. Very interesting dial design. I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously looks a bit more expensive than it is. Yeah, it definitely has some decent things going for it, I think. Let me know what you guys think of this watch down in the comment section below as usual. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with the new BEAUBLEU Vetruve collection. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely smash the like button, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.